All right. Hello, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm on my normal Rumble channel now. All right. So, cool. There we go. Gotcha. I think we're good here. All right. Yes, Kim, I'm going to stick to financial planning because that's the only thing that interests me. I never understood this thing about people who have one interest and one interest only. It's nuts. Yeah. I just look at my pile of books here and it's, I don't understand how people just only have something about just one thing. It's crazy to me. I mean, I still got Anarchy and Christianity right here, the Black Jacobins right here. If you're interested, and anyone should be, this is where we begin Darwin's Doubt, Stephen Meyer. If Let me find some channels on that you should be watching, Kim. You asked about evolution. NoOne, Georgia. Tell me about NoOne, Bill. That's on my list of places for my. So if I go to my, hold on a second. If I go to my share screen right here, we go to counties and county seats in Georgia, and we go up here to NoOne. Right there. So that's in Coweta, southeast of Carrollton, and 33,000 people there. A significant increase in population last 10 years. Anyway, NoOne looks like it's in my list. Very heavy Trumpster, big enough to have, things to do. And it's very red. That's good. And it's in Georgia, so it's going to be relatively friendly tax-wise. So tell me about NoOne, Georgia. The point being is I'm going to take a trek to all these various towns to drive around the downtown and stuff and write about this and do videos on it because we got a lot of people are interested in like, hey, where do you retire to and all that. Mike's in East Texas. Love East Texas. Is there a nice downtown in NoOne? Anyway, Kim, I want to share with you hold on a second if I can find it. Hold on just a second. We're going to bear with me just a second. I can open up another window. If you really want the cat's meow on evolution and the silliness that it look, I mean, at the end of the day, evolution is just a theory. And actually, let me just start with while we're waiting for people to get in here. This is from, what's the guy's name? Niles Eldridge, who had partnered with Stephen Jay Gould. And if you're familiar with Stephen Jay Gould, I don't know if he's still alive, but he might be. I don't know. He's a big evolutionist, that's for sure. But he's, I don't know him, never met him, nothing like that. I've heard of him and I've read some. He's a guy that would be not willing to necessarily take the corporate line on evolution. And so Niles here, as he and Stephen Jay Gould have kind of, I don't know. Look, this is not my area of expertise, but I read and I enjoy it. I think it's fun and interesting. They kind of partnered on a divergence in the previous evolutionary theory, the synthesis. So this is from a paper from 1998, I think. He talks about Marjorie Green, who had written a paper called The Two Evolutionary Theories in Modern Evolutionary Theory. And the ending was, I got so many highlights in this, but the ending was so, I cannot believe, like I'm debating a guy right now on Advisor Perspectives, who I respect immensely, but he just can't get around the idea that science is a closed shop. He thinks it's open. It's open for all comers to disagree and debate. And I cannot, I sit there and I'm just in awe at this guy's ignorance of how he thinks science and anything scientific is open to debate and study. It's not. It's insane to me. And there's no more proof than the hockey stick fakery. The guy, I'm afraid to say the guy's name because he sues everybody under the sun, but the guy who came up with the hockey stick actually was taken to task because no one could look at his data. He would not open up his data. And so the guy named Tim Ball up in Canada took him to task and say, dude, unless you show our data, your data, there's nothing to believe here. You know what I'm saying? And there's more than that. But long story short, so the hockey stick guy sued him in Canada courts. And the Canada judge says, well, I mean, you're basically saying this is factual. Your hockey sticks guy is stuff. So let's prove it. We need to see the data. Would not show the data. Would not show the data set. And the hockey stick was the basis, other than the freaking guy, James Hansen, testimony into the Senate in 1988, which if you read Tim Wirth, who is a Congress or a senator from Colorado, who deliberately turned off the air condition in June in DC, in a heat wave in DC, deliberately turned off the air condition and opened up the windows so everyone was sweating. So when James Hansen gave his global warming scare tactics, everyone was sweating bloody murder. It's freaking, look, evil is so far ahead of us because evil doesn't care. You've got to understand that evil lies. They lie, they lie, and they lie. They don't care for truth. They just want you enslaved. The evil doesn't care about truth. They care about slavery. They want you to fall for it. I tell you, man, you have to. I'm listening to Francis Collins today, being interviewed by Brett Baer on Fox News. I don't watch any of this stuff, but I follow the people who do watch it, so I don't have to. And Francis Collins is a freaking lying POS, even though he's purportedly a Christian. And he's a genius of a man, but he's a lying scumbag. And they don't care. Satan has I tell you, man, the best advocates for Satan are churchgoers, Francis Collins being one. I mean, they have emails from FOA, Freedom of Information Act, where Francis Collins is saying we got some basically frauds, and some of the most acclaimed scientists out there, Francis Collins, is saying they're frauds. We need to destroy their perspective. And you're like, this isn't science, friend. This is the government that we pay taxes for, putting a freaking target on these people's back because they dare challenge the government narrative. It's crazy. But this is what evil does. They don't give two craps. They don't care. Point being is there is no such thing. Going back to my thing, I'm sitting there thinking, I cannot believe the level of ignorance that says science is open for debate. It's simply not. It's not. I mean, scientism is not. Science is. Science is. But scientism, which is what is running academia and government in mainstream corporate America, they're not. They're not at all. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to read you this because this is from a freaking evolutionist. If you follow Stephen Jay Gould, and I'm putting his stuff on Niles here, and I don't want to necessarily, but these aren't God-fearing people. Let's just put it that way. But here's what he says. He had written this paper in admiration and gratitude to my friend and colleague, Marjorie Green, maybe Greenie, I don't know how it's Grene, some German way to pronounce it, on the occasion of her 80th birthday, a paper I've been long intending to write. And then he says, as a student learning evolutionary theory in an American university in the mid-1960s, the modern synthesis was represented to me as essentially a fait accompli, an evolutionary theory that combined original Darwinism vision with modern genetics. It was basically already decided. There's nothing left to learn. Huh. Have we ever heard that before? Oh, yeah. If you look at your history on the people who did patent offices, the guy from the patent office says there's nothing more to be discovered. He said it like 1890. It's crazy. All right. So the modern synthesis was a fait accompli, an evolutionary theory that combined the original Darwinism or Darwinian vision with modern genetics, congruent and consistent with the data of embryology, systematics, paleontology, and perhaps most frighteningly, virtually complete as written for a somewhat later essay that affects to claim otherwise, but which plainly says that little remains to be done in evolutionary biology beyond dotting the I's and crossing the T's. In context, approaching Green, one would quite naturally look for ways to debunk both her favorable remarks on the typologist, saltationist, I can't pronounce, Schittenwolf, and her criticism of the genuine American scientific hero Simpson. My frustration is not being able to do so, nor in finding remarks of my superiors published in rejoinder totally adequate for the avowed purpose, is recorded in sparse notes. The lingering doubt and uncertainty most definitely affected the course of my own subsequent works in evolutionary paleontology, as the rest of the paper makes clear. Anyway, the point being is, this is the 1960s. Evolutionary theory was fait accompli. Nothing more left to be done than dot the I's and cross the T's. And yet the science is settled. It's freaking nuts, man. It's nuts. And I just sit there and I got this art. Well, I want to show you real quick. I haven't read it yet, but it's another one I'm going to be reading. One of the best things about having to commute is I have so much more time to read. It's awesome. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, right here. The Spandrels of San Marco and the Panglossian Paradigm, a critique of adaption's program. And I'm very much looking forward to that, because basically what this guy now says, as Stephen Jay Gould says, the old way of looking at evolution in terms of just this gradual approach is nothing more than storytelling. Let me see if I can, hold on a second. Yeah, right. Kim, you may want to get this book, Tom Wolfe's The Kingdom of Speech. This is more of a lay person. So we got Stephen Meyer, and this guy's, smarter than, freaking a million of me. And it's a tough book to read, not gonna lie. It's a tough book to read. This one's a great book to read. It talks about the Darwinian theory. He talks about some of the, I can't remember the dude's name off the top of my head. There's a guy, Alfred Russel Wallace. Very, very interesting. A great book to read. It's entertaining, as if everything Tom Wolfe did. It's RIP, but a great book. That's a great place to start in your challenge of the evolutionary theories of lots of different things. He destroys Noam Chomsky. It's fantastic. It's just freaking awesome. Noam Chomsky is such a scumbag. By the way, so I want to share with you a YouTube video, a place I love a lot, actually. If we can go to, hold on just a second. Yeah, because evolution is literally it's the biggest crock of crap put on society, and it does it solely to take God out of the system. That's it. There's no other way around that. Now, it's literally that evil. It wants to remove God so that bad people can do bad things. And that doesn't mean evolutionists are bad. That doesn't mean atheists are bad. They are being led by the nose, by the bread and circuses. And as such, you got to stand up against evolution, because now you don't have all the answers either. They don't either. That's what's funny. All right. So I want to, right here. So we're going to go to this guy's channel right here. Hold on a second.
Within and between chromosomes.
I used to think a lot of things were, in terms of where do like Frankfurt School and communism and stuff. I used to think it was all that causes chaos. Part of that, certainly. Marxism led to the evolutionary theories, which led to where we are today, which is a complete just lack of humanity towards fellow man. Depopulation agenda. A conspiracy. Oh my! How much do they have to say in public for people to start realizing it's not a conspiracy theory? They're saying it in public. I mean, they've been saying it in public for freaking decades, if not centuries, from Tom Malthus, that there's too many people. To argue that that's not true, that Bill Gates and his clan want to make people live longer, happier, healthier lives, is insane. They don't want people on this earth, man. Just look at the Georgia, what the hell is it called? The Georgia codes, or what I'm talking about, the Georgia thing. It's I'm drawing a blank what it's called. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I was the Georgia Guidestones. That's it. Thanks, Stacy. The Georgia Guidestones. Just let's look at it here. All right, so we're gonna look at this right here, and this is more important than anything, because God is all that matters. And once you take God away, bad things happen. All right, so we're gonna look at this is the guys right here. and Discovery Science right here. You need to be watching everything these guys do. Discovery Science, Discovery Institute, just freaking challenges of the origin of life. Long story short, just Stephen Meyer, again, from the book I just shared with you. Casey Luskin, just all kinds of great stuff here. Human evolution, the monkey bias. Just this, I would just start with this video right here. I'll put a link because this guy just freaking. I don't know, maybe just for me, but he explains it in a way that is easily understood, at least for my lump of coal. You might be able to understand, Stephen Meyer better than me, but for me, I need to keep it simple, stupid. I need it short, I need it simple, and I need it understandable. And that guy does it. I don't know why. So let's look at the Georgia Guidestones right quick. And if this bores you guys, sorry. It's I think it's the most important thing there is. And at the stage I'm at nowadays, my world vision to pretend that we are in a normal time is not. They pushed the global cabal has pushed their battle 5 years forward. I really truly believe that. They thought in 2016 that they would win and they could slow the 2030. They thought they had until 2030 where they could take over. And then what happened was Trump won unexpectedly. So then they had to get going, and they did it quickly, and they did it fast, more fast, which is good because it made people who are willing to open their eyes to realize things. And it's interesting how many people who are quote conservatives who don't realize things. It's interesting how many people who are quote liberals do realize things. It's nuts to me how many people that I align with that aren't conservative by any stretch of the imagination. Well, some conservatives do, but it says it's beyond politics, which is great because it says at the end of the day, people with eyes to see and ears to hear can recognize the fallacy for what it is. And what it is a globalist cabal that wants to take over and dominate your life. And they want to do it without you on it. So let's just look at the Georgia Guidestones, because when you read this, you're like, whoa, that's pretty evil. All right. So let's see what gets here in Georgia, by the way. All right. So we're going to read the Georgia Guidestones. Y'all can see that. Then we'll get off this here in just a second. But all right, I want to see what it says on here, right here. All right. Inscription: a message consisting of 10 guidelines or principles engraved in the Georgia Guidestones in 8 different languages. One language on each face of the 4 large upright stones. So they got it in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. All right. Maintain humanity under 500 million people in perpetual balance with nature. Maintain humanity under 500 million people. And that's not scary. And the people who want mass globalist depopulation are who? Same people pushing the you-know-what. Did you know Pfizer just bought out a company who's engaged in cardiac research, by the way? Isn't that funny? It was called Arena Pharmaceuticals. Pfizer just bought out Arena Pharmaceuticals, and Arena Pharmaceuticals, one of their things is on cardiac, which is heart stuff. Very ironic, isn't it? Huh, I'll let you make that decision there. Guide reproduction wisely. Improving fitness and diversity. Guide reproduction wisely. Planned Parenthood. Unite humanity with a living new language. I mean, that's kind of New Ages, but unite humanity with a living new language. Huh. Interesting. Rule passion, faith, tradition, all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Who could be against a world court? Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. I actually 100% agree with that. No more laws, man. Balance personal rights with social duties. Balance personal rights with social duties. You know what that means, don't you? Your rights come after the community. Screw that. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Well, I got no qualm with that at all. That's fine. Be not a cancer on the earth. leave room for nature, leave room for nature. Okay, well, I got no qualm with that either. But I do have a qualm with it when it says that as if human beings are a cancer on the earth. We're not a cancer, not at all. But so you look at a couple things. Living new language, we're going to unite under one living new language. We're going to protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, which has a world court. Interesting. And then we're going to balance your personal rights with social duties. And we're not going to have more than 500 million people. And we're going to guide reproduction wisely. How dare you, Josh, have 4 children? Yeah, interesting. That's the Georgia Guidestones. You think Bill Gates and his clan of evil Kabbalists don't say, yes, I love it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Georgia Guidestones. Anyway, just on a side note, then we'll see what you guys want to talk about. So I've been watching. Oh man, do I not have it up here anymore? Hell no. I've been watching. Hold on a second.
Let's get ready to live stream on Rumble.
How do I get rid of this?
Join me, my friends,
All
as
right.
we have fun.
There we go. All right. So I've been watching this video on Epic TV. It right here. Let me see if I can't show you for $4, and you guys should buy this yourself on Epic TV. Interview with the Antichrist right here. Interview with the Antichrist. After the rapture, also known as the end of the world, Alex Carter interviews the Antichrist in the final year of the Great Tribulation, the year prior to Jesus' anticipated return before a live audience of 2 billion. Pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm about a quarter of the way through. Yeah. So good stuff. I guess I could.
Louis Susan.
Anyway, so it's pretty good. So Interview with the Antichrist by Epic Times or Epoch Times, whatever it is. And you should buy it. It's like $3. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you so far out the gate. Anyway, it's a great paper, by the way. Just so much stuff. All right, just real quick. Then again, in retrospect, it seems inevitable that the theme of discontinuity, the theme of discontinuity, there you go. It seems inevitable that the theme of discontinuity would not long remain dormant in evolutionary biology after the Darwinian centennial. Interesting. And it didn't. The advent of the idea of punctuated equilibria came about as quickly as possible, given the education received in the evolutionary biology, and hardened synthesis with a few seeds of doubt sown by Green, and the time required for empirical research in the pursuit of PhD in the mid and late 1960s. Again, just with all science departments. And I can't remember who said this, but someone said, for all new science departments in economics and even soft science economics, you got to let the old crew die off, essentially. The Ansel Keyses of the world in nutritionist science, the Paul Samuelsons of the world in economics. You got to let the old guys die and let the new breed come in with different ideas. Until that happens, these guys are going to just they're going to hold everything down. They're going to say, nope, you listen to my theories. I am the master. You listen to my theories. And we got we got Miles Eldridge and Niles Eldridge and Steve J. Gould focused heavily on that for sure. So you got, anyway, the point being is all these departments that say science is settled is freaking nuts, because no one who disagrees with the narrative gets a chance. Just look up, and this is where I was debating this guy who I know and I respect about climate change. You think climate change is open for discussion? Hell no, it's not. And we know that because Judith Curry, my daughter is getting ready to graduate from Georgia Tech next semester in the spring. Judith Curry wrote the book on thermodynamics, but she did not toe the line on freaking climate change the way they want them to. And as such, they gently push her out the door, even though we need women in STEM. Crazy, huh? We need women in STEM. So she was pushed out the door. Interesting. So anyway, they are not open, not in the least. So don't pretend. So a couple things. Stand strong against these guys, man. They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, pardon my French. They don't. They know what they know, but they have never been. This is why being a conservative or a free thinker is great, because we don't follow the orthodox. And as such, when they are thrown a question they don't know how to answer, they just go back to their old tried and true crap no one understands because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. And just to kind of give you an example of this right here, the video I just showed you that my man talks about, if I can hold on just a second, I want to share with you this because this was fantastic. Incumbents can't admit they're wrong. The incumbents of the professorships and whatnot is crazy. All right, right here. Punctuated equilibria in its barest essentials recognizes the empirical pattern of stasis. Empirical means observable. Observable pattern of stasis, i.e. relative lack of accumulation, a phenotypic change throughout the known duration of a species once it appears in the fossil record. This is to say, new species tend to appear abruptly. Isn't that interesting? And remain recognizably much the same throughout their histories. What? New species tend to appear abruptly. Not continual, as Darwin would have you believe, but where do they come from? They just appear abruptly. And they remain that way throughout their history. Seldom do paleontologists find a smoothly continuous series of fossils connecting a descendant species with its presumed ancestors. Did you hear what this guy says? Seldom do paleontologists find a smoothly continuous series of fossils connecting a descendant species with its presumed ancestors. Tell me that's not crazy. Now we're going to hear something else here too, because this is freaking nuts. Hold on just a second, because then you're like, whoa. Right here. I believe that various aspects of discontinuity introduced into evolutionary biology fell into neglect primarily because the majority of evolutionary biologists did not confront the phenomenon in their data. They did not want to challenge to what they thought. But I do concede that, especially in Simpson's case, this does not explain the personal retreat of someone who previously had brought the importance of discontinuity to the fore of evolution circles. Man, I've heard all this crap and all this kinds of stuff. Okay, I want to tell you about the whales, though. This is because this is where it gets interesting to my man from we're just watching that came from Intelligent Design. Am I going to find it? Man, I might not be able to find it with you guys watching over my oh wait, is this it right here? Okay, oh yeah. All right, hold on. I just got to find the whale thing. Bear with me just a sec. All right, right here. All right, right here. But Simpson, who was a leader in the study of evolutionary rates, saw that if one measured the rate of change from the Eocene to modern whales over the past 45 million years and extrapolated that calculated rate of transformation back from the earliest whale to a four-legged terrestrial ancestral mammal, the results are absurd. Whales would have had to branch off from the rest of mammalia well back in the Mesozoic and perhaps even further into the recesses of geological time, far earlier than the origin of Eutherian, I can't pronounce half this crap, mammalia, a patent absurdity. Whales here are but an example. Simpson realized the same story held for the appearance of virtually all taxa of higher categorical rank with good fossil record. Gaps between higher taxa tell us something about the nature of the evolutionary process, that large-scale evolutionary transformations of morphology must occur in rapid bursts of change where evolutionary rates are many times faster than normal pace of evolution that typically ensues after a new group becomes established. The point being, there's not enough time in the earth for whales to move from a land-based creature to what we see today. There's not enough time. And even that guy says it right there. So how did it happen? And he will say because it happened in spurts. So there's nothing there. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, these freaking creatures appeared out of nowhere. Isn't it crazy? And yet we're just going to follow it because, the scientists say, but the scientists don't know what the hell they're talking about either. They're completely ignorant too. They don't know. So they use this evolution of the gaps. So as a Christian, what we've done many mistakes. I tell you, man, the people who are biggest converts to atheism aren't the atheists. It's us, our Christians. We'll say, well, I can't explain it, so God knows. So that doesn't, for someone who's searching, that's not enough, man. It's not enough. You can't just say it's in the Bible. But that's what now the evolutionists do. They said we don't know, so it's the evolution of the gaps. Anyway, they call that God of the gaps. We don't know how it happened. We just say God did it, and that's enough. No, if you're searching, you need more. You need more. Anyway, so the point being is evolutionists, they don't know anyway. All right, enough of that. So that was fun. I enjoy that immensely. It's fun. I appreciate y'all hanging out for that. I'm very much looking forward to this other article on how Stephen Jay Gould talks about the evolution theory, the synthesis of evolutionary theory and continuum, i.e. through Darwinism, is complete fraud. Storytelling. I love that. If you like a layperson's view of evolution and the insanity that it is, Tom Wolfe starts right there. If you want to get deep into it, Darwin's Doubt by Stephen Meyer, you just you can't freaking. I just think it's fantastic. And this bores you. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. We got a world right here that's collapsing in front of our very eyes. And I'm very optimistic, by the way. And you have to make a decision. You have to say, I want to be on the side of freedom and thinking. I don't want to be on the side of force. I don't want to be on Francis Collins' side. I want to be on the side of free thinkers. And our side is the side of free thinkers. That doesn't mean you can't get a jab. That doesn't mean you have to get the jab. It means you do what you want to do for you. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's awesome. And that means that somebody sometimes got a kick in the ass and say, hey, look. There's other ways to deal with stuff other than just doing what the authorities say. Because if you're still following the authoritative model right now, the hell's wrong with you? The hell's wrong? They've been lying out of their freaking teeth. How do you know when Francis Collins and Fauci lie? How do you know when Fauci and Collins lie? When their flipping mouths move, that's when you know they lie. Stand up against these freaking tyrants, man. Anyway, it's coming now. It's coming. These guys are backpedaling. I love it. All right. Yeah, I saw. All right, let's read what we got here. So if you want to get ahead of the thing, you can super chat me. I'll take your money for sure. I'll pay taxes on it. But I appreciate it. Oh, this is fun. One of the best things about working from home and having some free time is just catch up on it. I got so much flipping reading I've got to do. Oh, it's fun. And Kim read my book, and she gave it a 1 star. So Kim gave it a 1 star. So I will be working on that book to get it out there for all of you guys to give it a 1 star as well. Isn't that right, Kim? So let's see. Let's see if Kim responds to that, because I have never written a piece of fiction. I'd never let anyone written a piece of fiction. And I figured Kim, I said, hey, well, you got some time on your hands because it's around Christmas. If you want to read my book, and she said she would. And so she read it, and then she sent it back to me and said, don't publish that, Josh. You'll be looking like a fool. I said, man, how can you say that, Kim? All right, but again, if you want to get a question answered first, you super chat will get you in the front. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, we're going to start from this. Look, man. So my man says the stock market is Santa Claus week, about the best week of the year to take gains for the following year's expense. I don't think there's a best week because you don't know when it's going to be. So I'm like, you take the gains when you need them. So I just know if I need $50,000 and I don't have $50,000 in my cash, you should take it now, unless you've already paid a whole bunch of taxes and next year you're going to be a lower tax bracket. Right on, Ken. Good evening to Johnny, Noonan, Georgia. Right on. All right. East Texas. Sweet. So Noonan, Georgia is very red and growing fast. That's fantastic. I know, Kim. I know you're joking. It's all good. All good. Hamilton, Pine Mountain, Georgia. Where the hell is that? I haven't heard of either of those, but it sounds nice. Okay. Andalusia. Hey, City of Homes has a small town feel. Right on. That's fantastic. All right. On your video, Okay. On your video about the trees in Maine had to do with a Canopy grant project. The trees are 25 years old. They usually live to 20. The Canopy grant project. What the hell is that? Canopy grant. Oh, chicken Charlie. Sounds like you might be throwing me a curveball there. All right, so let's see what we got here. We're going to look up the Canopy grant project. We're going to go to DuckDuckGo because we know that Google manipulates data. Project Canopy, help trees help you. All right, let's take a look. Grant applications. All right, Project Canopy assistance grants are available to state, for developing, implementing community forestry projects and programs that delivered to you by the Department of Agriculture, Anticipate 100,000 be available to support community forestry projects in the following categories. Projects increase the health and livability of communities through sound tree planting and maintenance. All right. Project Canopy assistance. All right, that's good. So what they all right, well, it sounds like what you're saying, Chicken Charlie, is that they were taking down the old and replenishing with the new. Is that what you're saying? Because that's good. I got no qualm with that. If that's what they're doing, I don't know, frankly, if that sounds like would make sense to me. But they literally only live 20 years old. Seems okay. Might be well. Yeah, I'm gonna work this week, Kim. I was gonna do this weekend. I just got caught up in my reading, and I need to. I'm gonna do this week. So it's gonna be done this week, and I'm gonna start the process of getting on Amazon. And I already have the what's it called, the cover, all that. So all I gotta do is just do the stupid Amazon stuff, which literally sucks because you're like, I hate to say that. It sucks when it doesn't work. When it works, it's freaking awesome. It sucks when it doesn't work because then you're like, dude, I don't know what else to do. And it's like you're dealing with AI and you just want to kill yourself. But anyway, there's a process you got to follow, and you got to follow to a T. And I have a hard time following directions very well, frankly. And we buy HelloFresh 2-3 meals a week. And my wife, I don't get it. She just sees it and like, I'm like, oh, I missed it. Like today, what I make? I made some pork tacos, which are awesome. And you're supposed to put all the mayonnaise in the coleslaw. Well, I only put 2 of them in there. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm just not great at following directions, man. Those aren't lilac trees, man. You saw those trees? The lilac trees I have in my head, they didn't look like that at all. All right. So let's see what we got. All right. Here's a dumb question. Hey, Mark Massey. Bruce is in the house. Mark's here. Will taking money out of my brokerage account affect my income for Obamacare? Yeah, it could. If you got gains in there and you sell it and it creates taxable income for you that increases your AGI, yes, absolutely. Am I worried that Abrams might become governor? No, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried in the least that Stacey Abrams will come governor. Not 22. No way. I'm actually surprised that it wasn't Beto O'Rourke running again and Stacey Abrams running again. They lost in 2018. They're not going to win. They're not going to win this year or next year. It's the only thing I can do is just for vanity. I don't know why you would run a candidate who's won primary in a slaughtering of a year, other than you're vain and you're trying to make money, because that's the only way. Because just politics 101, my friends, is the out party always wins the midterm elections. They always do. And so the only reason you would run in the midterms, if you're in the out party after having lost in the midterms, and when you were the out party. So remember, Stacey Abrams and Beto O'Rourke both lost in 2018 when they were the out party. There's no way they're winning in 2022 when they are the in party. No way. It's not going to happen. And so the only reason they do that is because they're vain and they get a lot of money. I'm not going to lie to you. These politicians, who was it? It was it was John Edwards. So John Edwards had a campaign lady, gave him just lots of money. And the guy was such a scumbag. But anyway, and he got sued for having, he was supposed to have to give it back or something like that. And he didn't have to. It went into his campaign war chest. So he got to keep it. I don't know what they have to do with the money, but let's just put it this way. John Edwards takes care of John Edwards. The Republicans do the same damn thing. The Republicans take care of the Republicans. So what I mean by that is like, hey, I got this money in my campaign war chest. I'm not going to give it to freaking little kids in South Fulton County with dyslexia. It's going to go on me, if that makes sense. So, I mean, they do it to raise money, to stay in the highlight, to stay popular, but they're not going to win. It's not going to happen. Just midterm elections. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it matters not the antipathy towards Trump or Biden or even not so much. In midterm elections, the incumbents lose. It happens all the time. And so the idea that the Republicans are going to win because of anti-Biden, dude, it happens in 2018, happened in 2014, happened in 2010, happened in 2002. It did not. That is the exception to the rule because that's right after September 11th. And that's when James Carville put the bag over his head and said, I can't believe we're losing. And it was too close to, the drums of war. So one of the reasons why Bush, look, I'm done. I fell for all that crap myself, man. Yep. Omicron's going to get us. Synthesis. Yeah. The Pack, they beat the Ravens. I was watching a little bit of that game today. What's the name of the movie where the guy says, I believe in science? Don't know. Hey, the Pack won. Okay, gotcha. The actor is wanting to be a priest and is trying to pick on a nun with his stretchy pants. I don't know. Well, Denise, we know the NFL is fixed. Every game is exciting in the last 5 to 6 minutes. It doesn't matter what the scores are. Every game is exciting. Oh, boy. Stephen Meyer. Gary's there. Dude, who the hell is staying strong? What the hell, man? Just get out of here. Oh, boy. Oh, you're fed up with John's. You don't like his talk. Just leave. Jeez. And if we don't get with staying strong, says, do I get support from the audience that John's is anti-Semitic? And because I say John's anti-Semitic, inherently he must be anti-Semitic. And if the audience doesn't support me, you are anti-Semitic. Dude, just freaking grow a pair, man. Gosh almighty. Just grow up. He said something, Josh, and it really offended me. Ooh, what the hell is wrong with people today? God. John, he really offended me with his words. I can't take it. I want him banned. Exactly. Right on. There you go. Bye. Oh, my goodness. These guys. So he was, there's a YouTube channel that says, examine for Christian apologetics. Yeah, 100%. Ben Stein did a movie called Expelled about scientifics challenging evolution. Yes, absolutely. I remember that. That was a great flick, actually. I remember Ben Stein's movie Expelled. That was fantastic. Yeah. But Nabil is dead, unfortunately. He died not too long ago. It broke my heart, man, because I met Nabil. I saw a couple of his discussions over here at the Ravi Zacharias in Norcross about Islam. And Nabil was freaking fantastic. Oh, we lost a freaking strong soldier there, man. Ugh. All right. I like Florida Georgia Line. The band, they never did anything for me, man. All right. How do you look up a particular town if it's red or blue? All right. So what I would do is I go to, it's going to be quite simple. I go to, quite simple if I can remember how I did this. Hold on just a second. I went to bookmarks. All right, hold on just a second. I can't remember how I did it. Now I can't remember, man. It was, but you just go to I got a couple book. I got three. Oh, yeah, I remember how I did it. Hold on a second. That's where I did it. I'll tell you right now. All right. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go to my spreadsheet because I did save all these. Yeah, here we go. All right, sweet. All right, so we're gonna click on. If I can click on that. Oh, hold on. So there we go. All right. There we go. All right. So you ready? I will make all your dreams come true with this. If anyone's making any more tea, anybody? All right. It's thinking. Got too many windows open, I'm sure. So we're gonna get rid of that. All right, hold on just a second. I'm getting it together. All right, here we go. All right, so what we're gonna do here, between making and muscle shows, getting it together, and this jumped into Iowa. All right, so we're gonna look at Iowa, and you can see all these presidential results. You can see Iowa went dark red, except for probably where the universities are. I imagine that's University Town. I don't know. One of these has got to be. I don't know what those counties are. But anyway, so you can see. And so what you do is you go down here. It'll say the counties. This is Politico. And you hit all 99 counties. And literally what I did is I copied these guys. I put them into a spreadsheet. And here's Georgia. And then I went there. All right. Then I went to this right here, which is population of counties in Iowa. And I want to do it alphabetically. And so, I didn't show you. Wait, am I showing any of this? Oh, wait, hold on a second. I got to show this other one. And then I went to, now that I'm back on the road, getting it together. Here we go. And so I went to here, worldpopulationreview.com. And so the other one's political, just how they voted in 2020. And then I did population, and I just clicked on, so it went in alphabetical order. You can do it any way you want. You can do the population by size. I like it by alphabetical order. And then I copy those, and I'm pasting it right in here. I don't think do I have an Iowa one here? Yeah, I do. All right, sweet. So I got an Iowa one here, and I haven't posted anything. Oh, yeah. All right, sweet. So here's my Iowa one, and we got Blackhawk County. Went 44 for Trump and 50 for Biden. So that's a big fat no-go. We got, I want to do a county that's big enough. There we go, 42,000. That only went 52. That's Cerro Gordo County. That only went 52.46. Not enough. Here's Dallas County, 50.48. Not enough. I want heavy red. So I want heavy red with a bigger, right here. What's this? Jasper County. There we go. Perfect. Jasper County. That's what I'm talking about. 60% Trump, 38% for Sniffy Joe. Perfect right there. Oh, thanks, babe. So that's perfect right there. So I said, okay, so I'm going to make this guy red. And then what I did is I said, then I started looking up the counties. Like what's the, where is that relative to a county map? And I think I even have a county map up there, but I can't remember. But anyway, so that's how I did it. And it's fun. I like doing that stuff. And oops. So I guess, hold on, I forgot. Hold on a second. So going back to my, right. So going back to that, I didn't show you guys that. So basically what happened is I said, okay, so now I'm in Alabama. And I'm saying, look, I want to look at these various counties. So I went to Jasper County right there. I made it red, 37,000 people in it. I don't know what the county seat is. So now I want to go find what the county seat is. And because I want it to be red, it's got to be at least 60% by and large. And I want it. So now what I'm going to do is I got to find the county seat. And if we go over here, like here's Georgia, you can see the counties I like. I'll find the county seat. I'll find where it is, and I'll find how many people live there. So if we go to Virginia, I think like here's Amherst County, it's near north of Lynchburg, Covington, southwest Virginia. Alta Vista. So no, that's how I do it. It's fun. I actually I like that. I get a good time doing it. So I hope that helps. All right. All right. God, why are people just so, man? All right, where? Let's get that link. Fishers, Indiana. Yeah. Irreducible complexity blows the whole bogus theory of evolution out of the water. It sounds anti-Semitic, John. How dare you? All right, so Denise says, is a retirement fund withdrawal strategy a set it and forget it, or can strategies change without dire impact on sustainability? Yeah, it's never a set it and forget it on retirement withdrawal. Yeah, don't make that mistake, Denise. I mean, set it and forget it would be stupid because things change and you got a situation dictate. So, I mean, that's why I say I would start with the 5% as my initial. Out of $1 million, I'm taking 50,000 out. The next year, I'm taking. You can do one of two ways. You can take 5% of whatever the value is at that point. So if it goes down to 900, you take out 45,000. If it goes up to 1.1 million, you take out whatever that is, 55,000. Or you can say I'm going to take 5% out, and I'm going to take, or I'm going to take 50,000 plus give yourself a 3% inflation. So whatever that would be. So anyway, so I'll take 53,000 out the next year, whatever it is. 5250 is what it'd be. 52,500. But that's what I start with. Should you keep that? No, I know as I say, it's like, look, man, if we have a 2008, well, hell's bells, don't take as much out. That's why I like the actual percentage amount. The percentage amount lets you take out more when the markets are doing well and less when the markets are doing poorly. So if I'm taking if I'm literally taking a percentage, just percentage of the end of the year's portfolio, similar to what RMDs are based on, I'd go 6%. As I'm taking 6% a year out. But regardless of what the portfolio is, I'll make it work. So if I got $1 million, I'm taking 60,000 out. If I got 850 the next year, I'm taking 6% of that out, whatever that is. 48,000 bucks. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna suck. That's gonna be a $12,000 decline in my income. Well, I'm gonna have to make it work because that's what I would do, frankly. I say this is how much I need. Now, a lot of people don't need that much. I just want to share with you this article I've been looking at today. Haven't done much on it yet, but I right here. So I came across this at Market Watch, and then I retirees aren't spending enough their nest egg, and here's why. And I've been preaching this and teaching this, and I just ever since way. But then it based this on this article from EBRI right here. Right here. So EBRI, retirees dilemma, spend or preserve. I tell you, it's the same freaking story. And I love EBRI. Who wrote this? Is it Banerjee? Yeah, I'm not sure who the author is. But anyway, so we'll dive into this tomorrow in a separate video because it's the same flipping thing. When people have fixed income, they somehow manage to spend less. And they do it because they don't know what the future holds. And yet survey after survey, I'm going to text and see if anyone makes more hot tea. Survey after survey shows that people spend less as they age. And the reason they do that, well, A, because they don't consume as much, but B, they don't have the income, that guaranteed income coming in from a paycheck. And the paycheck, while it's not guaranteed, pretty close, if that makes sense. Anyone do a walk today? Get on the treadmill, do a walk, take sprints. Anyone do any exercise today? Saw my man Owen Benjamin had posted up in Utah, Idaho. They're building snow forts. They got that much snow up there in Utah. It's like, damn. I wasn't wearing shorts today. Yesterday I was, but today I was wearing. It was cold out here today, but not building forts. That's for sure. So I was like, whoa, Idaho's getting killed snow wise. Anyway, so the point being, Denise, is when the situation gets dire, well, just pull back. Don't eat that. Was it Wagyu? My wife's brother's a meat cutter. He goes, dude, that stuff's worth every penny. I've never had that Wagyu stuff before, but man, he says it's worth every penny. So. Point being is when the markets go south, don't eat your Wagyu, man. Go back to eating liver. But when the markets go up, then go ahead and eat the Wagyu. So anyway, there's nothing when it comes to retirement set and forget. Nothing. Dan says he's nice day in Florida. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Funny how shutdowns. Yeah, Eric, Cheesehead loves flipping. Funny how shutdowns coming now and into January. Coincidence? Yeah, 100%. Oh man, Florida. Ugh. Oh god, I guess. Oh. All right, I'm just gonna give Stan Strong a couple more. If he keeps whining, I'm just look. Just go start your own channel. All right, so the other Denise says that's what I want to learn: how to withdraw when the time comes. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. But you got to find out how much you need first, other Denise. If I need $50,000, okay. But I'm telling you, it's all critical and contingent on expenses. If you don't know, so I got my electricity bill today, and it's interesting. My kilowatt hours are about the same as last year. All right, so my kilowatt hours, I spent last year. I did actually it's less than last year. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was like more. Huh, all right, whatever. So last year in December, I mean, this is for their billing December, I had 2,000. Oh, it is more. Okay, 817 kilowatt hours used for my. This is just electricity. We heat our house with natural gas. That's not part of electricity. The fan pushes the warm air through it, but the gas is what actually heats the air. All right, so last year I had 2817 kilowatt hours billed, and it cost $300. This year I have 2861 kilowatt hours billed, and it costs $330. So basically, I have an increase of 30 kilowatts over the course of a year, over the course of these two billing periods, for an increase of $30, which would mean that'd be $1 a kilowatt hour. That's no, there's no kilowatt hour that costs $1. So that's just pure inflation right there, because the increased cost of electricity. And that's not good. That's bad. Right. So if this keeps going up, a couple things are going to happen. And I've already had the house insulated. We got the Christmas lights on. We use LED lights. We do have a pool, but that has nothing to do with electricity. Has to do with natural gas. We don't ever use it in the wintertime. But that just shows the cost of electricity is going up. That's just a fact. Nothing to do with government spending. Nothing to do with government spending. For the love of the good Lord, it's nothing to do with government spending. It's doing the high cost energy. Government regulation, not government spending. And that increased cost of electricity means there's less money for me to buy other things, which inherently mean the things that I would normally buy with excess cash are now going to be pulled back. And so as we sit there today, we say, the other Denise says, how do I withdraw my money? Well, you need to find out how much you need. And the first thing you do is you look at your bills. How much did I need last year or last month? It doesn't matter, but you have to have a pretty good ballpark to get an idea of how much you need. And then once you find out how much you need, you say, okay, from where does this come from? Pension, Social Security, income. Income being work income being retirement income, or a combination thereof. Now, the interesting thing about the EBRI study that I was just referring to is that not only do retirees spend less as they age because a guaranteed income goes away, there's a caveat to that. If they have more guaranteed income, they spend more. Isn't it interesting? They actually spend more. Why? Because they have that money covered. So I'm not a big fan of single premium annuities, generally speaking, because the interest rates are low and it does take a long time to break even. However, I will say I'm not against them in the least, because they guarantee you a level of income you cannot outlive. And there's something very comforting about that. Now, the drawback of a single premium income annuity, a SPIA for short, is that you really don't want to get inflation adjusted. You don't. So if the prices do go up, your SPIA is locked. It's fixed. It's literally a fixed income, fixed, and the prices are going and your income stays like that. And that could be problematic in the future. However, that doesn't mean you have to put all your money in a single premium income annuity, because I still don't believe inflation is long term. I don't. I don't even think I like people. Who's the guy? A conservative guy too. JJG said you've been talking about deflation for years. Yeah, we're going into deflation, man. Debt is deflationary. Demographics and debt are both deflationary. There's no getting around that. Hello, buddy. You want to say hello to everybody? What is inflationary is freaking Sniffy Joe and his insanity and the COP26 globalist cabal and the insanity of increasing energy prices. And for the short term, the Sniffy Joe and his group, Bill Gates and all these clowns, are going to hurt us with inflation because of increased energy prices. The question, this is why the climate change stuff is evolution. I hate evolution is bad. It's stupid, but it's evil. Don't get me wrong. But that's not the big issue right now. The big issue right now is climate change. That's why you've got to fight with all your heart against climate change. Not against, oh my goodness, CO2 is going to kill us all. No, as against the anti-energy independence mantra of the idiots in the coastal areas. Because these people don't know their butts from a hole in the ground on how they're going to heat their houses. Never mind how they're going to fly their vehicle, fly their cars. Never mind how they're going to charge their vehicles when the price of freaking a kilowatt hour is freaking $2. $2. That's impossible, as Ralph Wiggum says. It can't happen. And that is the biggest issue of our time, is the fight against these climate change fascists. That's what complete fascism, man, complete. And you got to stand up against these people everywhere and anywhere. You got to say, you are a freaking idiot, and laugh at them, mock at them, stand strong against them, and don't back down. They don't have science on their side. We know that for a fact. They don't. And the way he says, well, how are you going to heat your house? Heat pumps? Yeah, try doing a heat pump in freaking right now in Idaho. Try that there, bud. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that. How are you going to freaking fly your in an airplane? No, you're not gonna. You can't. If you're hating on CO2, you're not going to fly. You're not going to fly an airplane. How are you going to transport your goods with freaking sails? No, it ain't going to happen. You're not going to do it unless you do nuclear. That's the only other option. The only other option is nuclear. And we have nuclear right now. It's ready to go. It's safe. It's effective, and it works. And it's not CO2. Of course, I love CO2. CO2 is good for plants. Why do you think they want you to sing on your plant? Because your voice? No, because you breathe in what? What class? You breathe in what? Oxygen. And what am I breathing out? CO2. What do plants use as a fertilizer? CO2. Why is the earth greener now than it was 100 years ago? More CO2. Breathe in that oxygen and breathe out that fertilizer. CO2 is a wonderful, wonderful thing. It greens the earth and makes plants abundant. And as such, these anti-CO2 people are literally going to hurt people and kill people. And as such, you got to stand with them. And they're going to inflate your own cost of living too. And I'm telling you, this right here, my electricity bill, that's just the tip of the iceberg I'm concerned with. Think about it. How do you freaking transport goods from China? Well, let's just use your pineapples. You get pineapples in Hawaii. Pineapples are grown in Hawaii or the Caribbean. How do they get transported up to you here in North Georgia? You think they get on a sailboat? You think Greta Thunberg hits there on a freaking little not electric vehicle, a bicycle? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't happen like that. It takes freaking hydrocarbons to get that stuff up here. What's the result of hydrocarbons? It's more CO2. The burning of hydrocarbons makes CO2 in the atmosphere. Interesting, isn't it? Oh, is there an article that just came out just 2 days ago that talks about, in fact, I will read you the headline real quick. Isn't this interesting? So let's see what the headline says again about CO2 in the atmosphere. Oh my goodness, CO2. Oh no. Hold on just a second. If I can find it. All right. Climate impacts of fossil fuels in today's energy systems. Lars something and Bill Smith. So we got Lars something and Bill Smith. Analyzed new information published over the past year from the IPCC, the International Panel of Climate Change, and the IEA, International Energy Administration, on methane and carbon dioxide. Some of the analysts confirms what we knew before, that about half of CO2 that is emitted to the atmosphere doesn't actually end up in airborne and thus cannot contribute to global warming. Did you hear that? Half the CO2 that is emitted into the atmosphere doesn't end up airborne and thus cannot contribute to global warming. You think those scientists are going to get any credit down here at Georgia Tech after they already kicked out Judith Curry? No. Science isn't settled. is settle for the freaking fascists. Stand up against these people because they're literally trying to put you down. Literally they are. All right. If the world is a couple thousand years old, anyone stating very large numbers is normally incorrect. Who knows how old the world is? I don't know. But that's going back to evolution. I mean, think about it too. How many people are in the world? I don't know, freaking 2,000 years ago. A couple 100 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a very big population to start with to have these evolutionary changes. It's just not. And they say, well, bacteria is, I don't know how many bacteria, millions and billions and trillions, you know what I'm saying? With human beings, it's just, when you think about it, the randomness of it is, the random is flipping a coin. Half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. So let's just say you're starting with a population of $100,000, the beginning of 100,000 people, the beginning of mankind. You're flipping a coin. All right, half the time it goes good for the humans to survive. The other half of the time it goes bad for them to survive. You flip. So you have 100,000 people, 50,000 die, 50,000 survive. You take another flip, 50,000 die, 50,000 survive. And these are just the changing of genes, by the way. This isn't you flip again, you flip again, you flip again. It doesn't take long for you down to your last 100 people. And you flip another, now you're down to your last 50. And that's how random it is. It's completely random. Sometimes you'll get a couple, freaking heads in a row, I grant you. Sometimes you're going to get a lot of tails in a row, I grant you, in which case if it's completely random, the probability of human beings and the gene pool changing to come from freaking primordial soup is so freaking stupid, man. It's just dumb. It's dumb. It can't be random because there wasn't enough human beings to experiment on in the selection process. Who selected it? It's stupid. It's dumb. Now, bacteria has billions of which to do that on. There aren't humans. There is not. Then you talk about the whales. What my man says, like 15, 20,000 whales or something like that out there right now. So how did the whales, if it's completely random, and they say it wasn't random, it's selected. Well, who did the selecting? How come it's always selected in one way, the way that makes it get stronger? Oh, the strong survived. No. The strong arrived. They don't survive. They arrived. We don't know how the strong got here. We know they're here, but we don't know how they got here. The strong arrived. They did not survive. And even going back to the paper I cited before, when the guy says, sudden changes in species abruptly happens. Or a new species abruptly happens. Oh, it just fell from the sky? It's so freaking dumb. It doesn't mean it's false. It just means it's dumb. The idea that this is fact, as Lawrence Krauss and the guys at the Sioux Falls scientists say, evolution and global warming is a fact, not theory. It's complete theory, man. It's freaking, but when you think about it, how long have humans out? 10,000 years ago? 50,000 human beings. I don't know how many. But there wasn't enough for it to work. There had to be some guiding principle. And the guiding principle was the creator of all things, which is the God in heaven above. Can I prove it? No. That's what faith is. And you can't prove your evolutionary dogma. That's what faith is. That's okay. All right. Natural Libra. I don't believe in God. I believe in science. I think, Jack Black, can't stand that guy. All right. Yeah, right on. There you go, Denise. Higher withdrawals early and lower withdrawals later as you age. I completely agree. Kim says my book is a 5-star. Harry says he's a homebody right now, right on with his grandkid. Have I shared any market news this coming week other than Pfizer buying out Arena Pharmaceuticals, who specializes in what did I say? They specialize in, no coincidence there. Pfizer bets on Arena Pharmaceuticals, which they're developing several treatments for gastrodermo and cardiology. Wonder why Pfizer would be interesting in a firm that's developing treatments for cardiology. Sounds suspicious. Yeah, TMB, he says he's new here. I don't follow the market that tightly. This is not a channel for what market news. I mean, what news would it be that would make you change anything? I don't know. But given that, let's see. Do we have any? I don't even know what we did on Friday. What did we do? Did we get smoked? I think we did, right? Yeah, we got smoked. All right, so there's a 10-year treasury back to 1.4. That's inflationary. 10-year treasury, when the government supposedly is getting out of buying up government bonds, is the yield on the 10 years down to 1.4. Inflation, interesting. Permanent inflation, the 30-year treasury is at 1.8. All right, so 30-year, you lock up your bonds for 30 years, you're getting 1.8. That's not inflationary, my friends. So it looked like the markets got pummeled. Let's just haven't looked at Tesla for a while. What's old Tesla doing? That's at 932. Whoa. Tesla's way off its high of 1229 back just a month and a half ago. Tesla's down, I don't know what that is, 350 points in a month. Wow. What's Bitcoin at? 55 or something like that? What is Bitcoin is at? 46. Wow. So Bitcoin is taking on the chin too, huh? Oh, yeah. There's Bitcoin last month. Yeah. So Bitcoin is falling. All right. Well, whatever. That's all. It is what it is. Let's see. How can they make virus mandates? Well, the borders remain wide because you're asking liberals to give you common sense, and they don't have to because the media will never hold them accountable. Why do you think Francis Collins only got asked one time today by Brett Baer about the email? He said we have to take down these well-renowned scientists. And he asked Fauci, is there anything out there that we can take these guys down on the Great Barrington Declaration? No one asked him. I had kudos to Brett Baer for having the guts. And Francis Collins like, wow, you got all defensive because the media. Look, man, remember, the media controls the Democrats. Who controls the media, though? Well, it's the cabal, man. The Carlos Slims of the world. The people, the biggest, baddest people in the world control the media. And the media controls the Democrats. And the media is controlled by this globalist cabal. And that's just a fact. They're always going to report on stories that scare you because that's how, not only do they get more advertiser revenue, I don't even think it's that's how they keep you in fear. And when you're in fear, you're easily led. The best way to lead people is to scare them. It's just that simple. So the media's never report on good stuff in terms of, hey, or challenging the cabal because that doesn't serve the purpose. Yeah, thanks, Lester. Appreciate that from Ohio. Right on. My man says, Don, could people that are not working now for various reasons be jeopardizing Social Security when they retire? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, jeopardizing, you're not, I mean, remember, let me take that back. You're not jeopardizing your Social Security. It's just you're not adding to your potential benefit. So remember, folks, Social Security is based on your top 35 years of indexed earnings. So if you only have 30 years of indexed earnings, that means 5 of those years, your top 35 are zeros. And so you're jeopardizing your Social Security by having a bunch of goose eggs, zeros, thrown into your top 35. And that could hurt. It won't jeopardize it, but it could certainly hurt having a bigger benefit if you were working. Hey, Bruce is in the house. Fort Drum or Shelby? I don't even know what Shelby is. Fort Drum. Yep. See, look how quick Russ comes. Look how quick it comes. Like, this guy's anti-Semitic. I say he offends me. Josh isn't banning him, so inherently Josh is anti-Semitic. But I'm not saying Josh is anti-Semitic, so he allows it to be out there as if I could be. Yeah, you're a clown, dude. Stacey Abrams, the rightful governor of Georgia. Oh, can you imagine that beast being the governor during those last 2 years? Oh, yeah. No, I didn't say every game was fixed, but you'll notice that very few blowouts in the NFL. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, now that Trump is gone, they're no longer taking a knee. Very convenient. I see Harry Chu. Yeah, all right. Well, the Build Back Broker bill is dead. I don't know why Harry is saying. Well, I guess Elon says kill the bill, but seems like Joe Manchin was voting against it. Bit markets won't like the Build Back Broker bill being nixed. Many worthless zombies were enslaved. Yeah. Oh, there you go, Harry. Now that's some interesting stuff. I like Harry. Harry says Tesla actually might be right now. They're basically Tesla shares are so cheap they're basically giving them away. That's interesting though. He says many worthless zombies are slated for more taxpayer dollars. Steep sell-off coming. Interesting, Harry. Some good analysis there. I wonder what the future's doing. Do we have anything on the futures? Now, futures, the Sunday night futures usually don't mean crap. I'm curious. That's I don't see anything. Last I saw, the futures were flat. Is that yeah, they're flat. It looks like still. When am I get tons of love for single ladies and guys. Tons of love, man. BBB stands for Big Butted and Beautiful Store, Lane Bryant. Those ESG mutual funds will drop without the Build Back Broker bill. Interesting. All right, good. Denise says, I agree, Carl. Singles. I don't get it. Why do you, I don't understand. Like, when am I not giving love to the singles? I don't get it. I don't understand. So anyway, I'm Carl's a man. I just don't get when I'm not giving love to singles. I don't get it. Can we have a singles? Oh, so could we have just a singles live? You could mingle. Carl says, married once, never again. Ladies, winter is coming. I don't know what that means, but Carl, everyone's got a story, man, if you know what I'm saying. So I hear you. I'm just saying everyone's got a story. Yeah, this what scares me is they almost got to pass. I don't think they would have got a didn't they have to pass was it filibuster proof? Didn't they still need 60 votes? It had to be, right? The Republicans could have filibustered, right? And all right. Well, anyway, either way, if it's dead, I'm good. Yeah, don't give it too much credit, Harry. He still voted for a lot of crap. This is good, but if they're Democrat today, they're nuts. Is this guy still talking? Oh my goodness, dude. He says, I'm not whining, as he whines. I'm calling attention to John's anti-Semitism. I don't have anything against Josh, but I'm disappointed in his inaction. Oh no. Let me stop everything and make sure that stands. Look, dude, your freaking avatar is staying strong. So stand strong, man. Freaking grow a pair. Jeez Louise and blue cheese. Oh, speaking of which, I got to show you this. All right, so this is awesome. You gotta see this. Now, for you Irish people out there, and there's gonna be a little bit of cussing here. It's just this is so freaking funny. Oh, the Irish that built America. Oh my goodness, this is funny. All right. I gotta play. This will probably be banned forever, so I'm gonna play it real quick. And there's some cussing here. I was an infantryman, all right, so I'm poor white trash from Maine. So believe it or not, some cusses has escaped these mouths on occasion. I try not to, but this is just too funny.
Oh, top of the morning to you. Can I get a job? Oh, yeah. Can you work hard? I won't pay very much. Oh, it's okay. You can pay me in booze, and then I'll rape myself. Hey, Irish guy, did you dig the ditch today? Dig the ditch. Well, if I have 3 riddles for you, if you can count the pedals on this little fucking, get the fuck out of here. You sound insane. Oh no, but chase around the little 4-leaf clover. Oh, I got my little green pants on. Oh, don't get dirt on my little green pants. No Irish are ever working here ever again. Oh, top of the morning to you. It's not even morning. It's afternoon, and you've been drunk all day. Oh, we have to drink because we work so hard, and we have to, numb ourselves. No. You can't drink that much and work hard. Nobody goes to work as drunk as you little freaks and works hard. All you do is fornicate and piss on yourself. Isn't that right, Burn Bear? Go back to fucking Ireland. Oh, we can't go back to Ireland. I got 3 questions for you. And if you get the questions, we can find the gold at the end of it. Dude, not your lucky day.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, that was so funny. Stan Strong is like, he's offended because we just made fun of Irish people. That is classic. He's top of the morning to you. He's like, it's the afternoon. You've been drinking all day. Have you dug those ditches? He said, "Oh, because I can't get my green pants dirty." He says, "I got 3 riddles for you. You got that is, oh my goodness, that is funny. You'll never find that stuff on YouTube because it's too good. It's too funny. Oh my goodness, that is too much. If that doesn't get you, oh man, life's too short to be offended. Stand strong. Oh, thanks, Joe, Kim. Life's just too short, man. Walking is the best. This is my week to eat like piggy Xmas. Right on. Walk 6 miles a day. Right on. Oh, anyway, if you got a stick so far up your butt that you can't laugh, just get out of here. I don't care. Look, man, if you're offended by people's take on life, just leave. I just don't have any tolerance for people who get offended. And then coming to me as the school marm, John, I can't pronounce John's last name. John Ellijade. I'm gonna rack you like the nuns used to do to not the nuns, but my wife went to school in Virginia. They used to rack her fingers. Oh, that was classic. All right, my man Pulverize even walk. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got Chicken Charlie. Isn't the Fed limited the amount of rate hikes they could because of that? Yeah, 100%. They don't have the capacity to raise interest rates. They just don't. They don't have. I mean, if you think about the amount of debt we have, one of the biggest line items right now is interest on that debt. Well, if you raise interest rates a la 1970s, the interest on the debt would bankrupt us before anything else. That's for sure. Let's see. Maynard in Texas, right on. All right. My neighbor down the street just sold his house. I went from San Francisco, paid cash. They're moved to Oklahoma. That's fantastic. So that's what I say. If you Booker tested positive, if just 10% of the red in California moved, the whole country would be different. If they just moved. Don't go to Oklahoma, though. Go to freaking Nevada and Arizona, to Georgia, Virginia, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to freaking Oklahoma, man. Oklahoma's already red. Oklahoma, maybe West Virginia, but Oklahoma is the only state that I'm aware of where every single county voted for Trump. Oh God, dude. Thanks for banning that guy. Can you imagine went for a run my 10-year-old. Played some basketball with little Liam today. Smoked his butt. Actually, I got a reverse layup at the end to win our game of 21. So we tied up the series at 1-1. I couldn't hit crap today. I literally, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to change my jump shot to more of a higher shot. As my kids get taller, I need to be before I could just kind of shoot over them because I'm 5'9". Well, Kevin is now probably 5'11", and Liam's he's probably 5'7" now. So I gotta get a better overshot. So I got to work on my jump. I was like, what is happening? I'm actually not a bad shot, but lately today was like throwing air balls all over the place, even on foul shots. Crazy. All right. Japanese Wagyu beef is typically over 100 per pound. What? Dan says because he's from New York, he's liberal, but not true. Yeah, 100%. Get outside, man. Get outside of New York City. It's like being outside of Portland and Maine. Yeah, I mean, you got nothing but white rednecks, and outside of Portland is great. I love them. I mean, look at South Jersey. They call South Jersey the Alabama of the Northeast because people in South Jersey are freaking white rednecks, just like, and hell, black rednecks too down there. I mean, it's a whole different thing than the people in North Jersey. That's for sure. School teacher ready to retire. Michigan going to still work home inspections. Right on. That's good stuff, Michael. Let's see. Right on, man. Could always look to Jesus for salvation. That's for sure. Absolutely. Pool pump. Good point. Good point. I didn't think about that, Dan. That's a good point. Pool pump uses a lot of That's a good point. What's the horsepower on a pool pump? Half a horsepower. So that's what 350 watts, 375 or so, running 8 hours a day. And I gotta so that would be 350 watts times 8 would be that'd be about 3 kilowatt hours a day. Interesting. Pool pump's a killer. Good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, ready to go, Denise. Your R&D is higher than you actually need. Exactly. Whoa, 587 for an electric bill in California? Damn. Gary said he's not against annuities. No, he is not. All right. High inflation, high unemployment. That's not what the Phillips curve would say. That's for sure. When our local senior center has liver on the menu, hardly anyone shows up. Yeah, because they ate that as kids, I guarantee. Whoa. She has a 1,700 square foot home. She does have her heater is electric heater. Sounds like, man, that's crazy. Exactly. I have a few friends moved from California to Texas. Yeah, right on. Let's see. A couple from Bakersfield bought my house in Texas. I hope they're right wingers. California, we on water shortages and only can water the lawn 3 days a week and only 3 minutes one time a day. Wow. Our King Lamont is in Connecticut, did an executive order for own Connecticut Green New Deal. Heat pumps suck in Oklahoma. I know firsthand, says land designer. All right, right on. Well, good to have it. I don't recall seeing you around here, so good to be on board. 1750 on an acre. I'm not sure what's going on there. Majority of CO2 is absorbed in the oceans. Yep. Did you happen to read the White House statement on Friday? No, but oh yeah, right. The winners. The winter's gonna be bad for us unvaccinated. The pandemic of the unvaccinated. Well, then Biden should be happy for that because we'll all die, and then he doesn't have to worry about us. Right here. So here we go. Here's the places you don't want to. Oh boy. What? Wait. So I see Maine in here is all zero emission vehicle states. So you're saying, Q Humor, that you cannot have an ICE? Because I don't know. What are you saying? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Well, I mean, but other people define the 7 days differently. I don't know. I'm not willing to say that the world's a couple thousand years old. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not against that. I'm just not necessarily. I don't literally. I don't know. I find that both arguments are interesting. How old the world is relative to how 7 days of creation in Genesis, what that actually means. Either side of that, I think, has makes sense. So I don't know. I do think there's a lot of stuff with the carbon dating and stuff that's very well established to be bordering on incredulity, if that makes sense. But with that said, it's not anything I've dipped a toe in there a little bit, and I say, yeah, there's some stuff in there that makes me think, but I haven't really done in-depth research on anything, and I frankly, because I think that it gets me fired up at this moment, but you never know. But with that said, I don't trust any of these guys, and the fact that the prevailing Orthodox says they have a spot when they know the world was founded, I don't trust them at all. And so it's just after this last 22 months, whatever comes out of the main Orthodox, I don't trust anything. I just don't. You can literally freaking tell me we're in a 2-dimensional planet, and I'd say I don't trust that. I don't trust. I could care not. I don't care what they say because it's all fake. It's all lies. And that doesn't mean there's not some truths in there. It just means if it comes from the mainstream narrative, my initial reaction is I don't believe it. I just don't. Anyway, so when it goes to a good book, which everyone should have near, and you read Genesis, I do think there's other ways to look at Genesis without being a young earth, if that makes sense. Inspiration, man. Yeah, you got to be quiet, though, to get the inspiration, at least for me. That's why a lot of people have the great ideas in the shower. I was just reading a guy today. He said, I had this idea in the shower. So, man, and I forgot what it was. But why do you have the great ideas in the shower? Because it's quiet. You hear, the Holy Spirit is talking to you then. If you read C.S. Lewis, Screwtape Letters, he says hell is is not the absence of noise, just nothing but noise. It's always noise. Noise. You can't shut it off. And I said, man, that for me, that is like literally hell. Not to shut off noise. Can you imagine just this perpetual noise machine, right? You're like, and you can't, oh man, you just can't think. It just grinds at you. You're just like, ugh. Bacteria can mutate, but they don't evolve. Right on. How dare you? Humans came from amoebas. Yes, they did. It's evidence. It's factual. How dare you? So I'm reading I watched this video today on a guy who said basically frogs. I forgot what they call them. There's a scientific name for frogs, and they have so their eyes have 17 columns on them, and then they evolved. So they're in the Appalachian area, New York, all the way down to Georgia. And then they evolved where they now have 18 columns of eyes. And then they I guess devolved, and now they back to 17 columns of eyes. So 17, based up and down the Appalachian. They have 18 in the Ohio Valley area, and then going into Iowa and stuff, they go back to 17. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. But he's saying this shows evolution. I said, well, what happened to the 17 and a half? Where's the 17 and a half columns or 17.2? So yeah, it's 17, and then it slowly evolved to 18 the next day. I mean, where is this 17.1%, 17.2? I mean, where are the other columns? You see what I'm saying? It's like, huh? So, I mean, what happened? We don't have any evidence of a frog with 17 and a half columns of eyes. We have tons of evidence of frogs with 17 and 18, but 17 and a half, 17.2, 17.1. I mean, just maybe they do. I don't know. But if they did it, when you say like, yeah, we can see now as they moved western in the United States, we had 17, 17 and a half, 17 3/4, and 18. And then it stopped and went back to 17. I mean, there's so many holes in this stuff. It's insanity, man. And that guy did the video was the same guy I was quoting earlier today. And I actually like that guy. He seems like it'd be an interesting guy to chat with. But I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Just because you have these fossils what do you? How about the stuff you don't have? I mean, maybe there's 20 out there you just haven't found it. I mean, who knows? That's what's. I don't know why anyone would want to say it's all been found. And again, this guy's article says, I don't know what I did with it, but he said when he first started his studies of evolution, they said it's fait accompli in the 1960s. You just need to dot the I's and cross the T's. Crazy. Yeah, 100%, man. Saying trust the science, the most on science, trusting Fauci because he represents science. I mean, ugh. I blame Trump. Jill's not here, but I blame Trump, man. Trump he's the biggest salesman in the history of mankind for vaccines. And he allowed Fauci. It's not Trump. Trump trusted Pence. And Pence, I don't know what he was up to, but he allowed Birx and Fauci to run rampant over him. And don't forget, it's easy. Look, I like Trump. I voted for him. I was pissed off when he lost because you know what I'm saying. Here in Atlanta, Fulton County, where I live, my vote counted, just counted for Biden. But anyway, at the end of the day, Trump he put his faith in Pence. Personnel is policy, man. And if our policy is personnel, whatever it is, if policy is personnel, and when you got guys like that who are up to no good, they're going to take down you. And they take them down. They did. Of course, I never understood freaking the Alabama guy, Jeff Sessions. Why did he recuse himself? Jeez, man. I don't. When you're going to the major leagues, you got to play with the big boys. And that means you got to throw elbows just like they're going to do it at you. You think by Jeff Sessions recusing himself, that was going to leave the Democrats. Okay, now it's an even playing field. No, there's freaking blood in the water. I don't think interest rates are going up anytime soon. I tell you, just as we just looked at the 10 and 20, 30-year treasuries, they're not. Still below 1.5 and below 2. So the idea that interest rates have fallen for 40 years, and partly because of the government spending, they have to make sure they can afford the debt. And if interest rates go up to 5.5 on the 10-year treasury and 8% on the 30-year, there's no money for that stuff. Not there's any money for anyway. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of paying the interest on the debt, the easiest thing the government can do is keep the interest rates low, so they don't have another big expenditure called interest payments on the debt for sure. Yes, right. There's Harry. It's not just a bargain; they're basically giving away the stocks. Yeah, another CNN guy. What the freaking hell is going on there? Whitmer is giving everybody that has auto insurance $400 back of taxpayer money. By executive order, she says, Here's 400, here's 400, here's 400. How did it help you do that? Text my wife. I thought I was going to have some tea. Yeah, it's just a head fake. The increase can be short. Well, it won't be much. All right. Oh, man. All right. Would you keep 4 years of cash or reduce? Would I keep 4 years of expenses in cash or reduce the amount? Other option, invest in bonds and invest in dividend paying stocks. I don't have 4 years of cash. So for me, no. If I'm retired, yes. If I'm still working, I wouldn't. Have enough to, for emergency fund for sure. A good year of cash is fine if you're working, as long as your job is pretty, I probably got the most risky job there is. I'm self-employed, and YouTube can yank my channel anytime, and I don't have 4 years of cash. So as long as you got, some consistency in your thought on working, having a year of cash is fine. Too much cash while you're still building up your retirement accounts, that doesn't make any sense. At a pro small cap value video a few days ago. Well, I'm not against small cap value. I mean, I just say at the end of the day, all these people think small cap values have outperformed everything else. Thus, I'm going to load up on small cap values. And I show you, other than 6 years of time from like 1978 to 1982 or 1984, small cap value has done just as well as everything else. Neither better nor worse. You take away those 6 years times from the late 70s to early 80s, small cap values are nothing to just like everything else. So don't load up on small cap values because historically they've outperformed. It's just a 6 year time. That's it. And as such, there's nothing. It's just an anomaly. Hey, you got Tom Dowling. All right. All right. I think I'm getting tired, man. I think I can get out of here. I appreciate y'all being here. Okay, right here. They were able to get the Build Back Broker was a budget reconciliation bill. Damn. Well, thank God for Joe Manchin. That's huge. That'd be interesting to see if Harry Chu's thoughts on that come to fruition. A lot of companies relying on the government largesse will go on the down spiral. Wouldn't bother me, that's for sure. Irish people never cuss. Oh my goodness. 11B, what else is there? Huh? Things that you can learn that you can use later on in life. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was fantastic. What direction do I see the housing market going? We invest in rentals. Our apartments have gone from 1,300 in 2019. Man, I don't know, man. That's it seems like there's a shortage of housing out there. Builders, people who can build, people who want to build, and as such, anytime there's a shortage and the demand is not falling off, that would be profitable for housing, without question. They're still not building enough homes for the demand that's out there. It's not even close. Interest rates are still low, so their houses are still affordable relative to with these historical still low interest rates. And then you got to look at other investments too. Everything is inflated. So while housing might be inflated, yeah, well, stocks are a hell of a lot inflated, and bonds are the most inflated. So the three things inflated wise would be bonds, stocks. This doesn't include Bitcoin because Bitcoin, like this. Oh, come here, buddy. Come on, everyone wants to say hi to Faye. Come on, puppy. Come on. Oh, there he is. Give me some antibodies. Give me those antibodies. Give me them. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Love you. Oh, here's Pablo. There we go. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Right. Pablo doesn't kiss me, but Benny does. Oh yeah. There we go. They want to see their dad. I love you too. Hi. You want to say hi to the camera? You want to say hi? Say hi to the camera? No? You just want to come in and say what's everybody doing? All right. Anyway, so the inflated assets, bonds are the highest, stocks are next, and then real estate is last. And the reason real estate lasts is because it's tangible. You can live there. You can rent it. It does provide a reprieve from the elements. There is something valuable in there. Now, the drawback about real estate, frankly, is that you still have taxes, services, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not free like a bond or stock is in terms of maintenance costs. But at the end of the day, a house is much more valuable. If all things being equal, a house is much more valuable than a bond or stock because it's tangible and you can live there. I mean, that's just a fact. Worked out with one of my boys today, played basketball with one of my boys today, got a hell of a lot of reading, went for a 5-mile walk, did not take a nap, played with my dogs, watched some football. Like today is the best day ever. Man, thank you, Heavenly Father. Oh, I tell you, man. Oh, there he's coming back. Oh, they're coming back. You coming back? You coming back? You coming up? Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. Okay, we have across the street, we got a dog that looks like a polar bear. He was laying out in the middle of the road, and Finney and Pablo wanted to go say hello to him. It's pretty funny. That dog's just like, why are these dogs so loud and hyper? Oops. Okay, can you guys try and just like, oh, don't step on the thing there. Oops, hold on a second. You stepped on it. All right. Excuse me. You didn't find that funny? Dude, that's crazy funny. Pulverizer? Didn't find that funny? Oh my goodness. Oh, Owen's on Unbearable's Bertaria Times. Bertaria Times, Unbearable's Media. Yeah, belly laugh is, oh my goodness. Hey, Michael. Always pay cash for a house if you can. Right on, man. Move to Vermont, stay for 30 and vote. Just like the Massachusetts students that are voting in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Vermont. All three, they're voting 3 times. How great is that? All right. All right. These dogs are getting excited. I love you too, buddy. All right. I think I get out of here, my friends. Appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, they want Texas bad. Exactly. Look at this guy. Look at him. He is ripped. Look at that tricep right there. You guys want to see something funny about Finney? Look at this. Look at that jaw muscle right there. Look at that. That's a jaw muscle. Look at that thing. Imagine him biting you with that muscle right there. He would rip you to shreds. I love you too. I do. He's not the brightest dog, this guy, but look at that. Oh, look at that. Imagine being in that. Oh, my goodness. He puts Pablo's head in there, and Pablo's like, whatever. I'm like, Finney, I hope you don't sneeze or something by accident, because you'd tear Finney up. You'd tear Pablo up. Look at that. He's just ripped, because he steals all Pablo's food, by the way. Well, look at the camera. I want to say hi to everybody. Look, Finney, it's you. Look, there it is. Who's that? Who's that, Finney? No, Pablo. Who is that? Who's that right there? Pablo. Who is that? Oh. Okay, now we go. Oh, there. Oh, Finney, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate, Finney. This is where you come for high class entertainment. High class entertainment. So he showed you Owen Benjamin and then Finney's ball sack. Actually, not a ball sack, but whatever it is come here, baby. So, you got the best of both worlds. Ow. Oh, my back just hurt. Ow. Look, he's a little bit chunky, this guy. Want to say hi? Hi. My name is Pablo. I live on the side. All right. Thanks again for being here, guys. And go get some hot tea. We'll see you. God bless.